I was asked an interesting question about XLM on the previous live stream. I want to address this today because it's been bothering me. The question I was asked was, Krisha, what do you think? What do you think about XLM's weekly close? What do you think about XLM's chart? If I'm being honest with you, I think that last weekly close looks like absolute utter trash. Okay, I'm just gonna have to call a spade here. That was a really bad weekly candle, because you need to understand, guys, there was no shadow. There was no shadow on that candle. Okay, for those of you who are not well privy with the technical terms, a shadow is essentially that wick that you see to the bottom. Every time you see a wick on a candle, that's essentially telling you that, hey, buyers stepped in to, well, buy price up. Okay, that's how we even get that shadow to begin with. What this candle tells me is that no one stepped in. So I'm going to break this down for you. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. Are we still in a bull run? Even if we are, is it over for XLM? Ultimately, what's going to make you a good trader is knowing when you got to switch out. Okay, people, they often give you flack for just sticking to your trade, but no. You need to, at one point, either take your profit or cut your losses. That's what's going to make you a profitable trader. I never understand those people who come out and say that, oh, what happened now, huh? What happened now is, well, your thesis broke. You got invalidated on your trade. You got to have your invalidations in. So let's begin. Do I think we're still in a bull run? Yes, we are. The bull run is dictated by Bitcoin, which is viewed as the index of the crypto sphere. For as long as Bitcoin is within its bull run parameters, bull run intact. What is the bull run parameter here? Well, it's the bi-weekly Mango dynamic support. Literally, all you had to do was follow this entire trend. Every dip into it, every visit of that support caught you the best bid opportunities throughout much of the cycle so far on Bitcoin. And currently, crypto fear and greed hovering at 40, neutral leaning bearish. Okay, if I had to ask you, have markets ever topped off when the market was neutral or bearish? No, it's usually euphoria that you see step in when the markets top off. People are rarely expecting the reversal in price action. It's like now you look around, everyone's prepared. But more importantly, guys, throughout this entire bull run so far that started in Jan of 2023, every single time crypto fear and greed has been underneath that 40 percentile mark, hovering at neutral, inching into fear, that has led to the next impulsive move to the upside. Now, throughout this entire cycle, I have gone ahead and marked out every single time fear and greed was either sitting at fear or at neutral. And this shows you where the market was bearish the most. And notice how on every single time it was right before we got that impulsive move. So once again, we're at a similar juncture with sentiment. Now I get it, you guys are probably confused. How can the bull run still be intact, but you also claim that XLM looks like trash? It is imprudent to use your view of the macro cycle as an excuse to keep you into a trade that has been invalidated. We had a clear invalidation on XLM, which was none other than the weekly dynamic support. This has kept us on the right side of every bull and bear market so far on XLM. Literally, every single time we lived over that dynamic support, it was off to the races for the XLM bulls. Every time we lost it, we're coming down lower to tap another region of support. But it's only when we reclaim that region of resistance do we see the next impulsive rallies to the upside. It was the same story in 2017. So why should we be ignoring our objective indicators this time around? The same objective indicator that kept us on the right side in the previous few cycles. Now, you don't need the indicator because I'll be giving you guys the levels right now. It comes in at around 35 cents as that region of support. For those of you who have big positions on XLM, XRP, and all of the other coins that we're actually using the indicator on, well, it's currently on sale in celebration of Sean's birthday. So go ahead and wish him a very happy birthday, but the coupon code will be attached on my screen as well as in the description below. I believe it's B-Day 2025. Does it mean that it's over for XLM? No. Okay, so question is now that you have to ask, who should be trading XLM up here? Now, before I present the potential price outcomes for XLM for those of you actively trading, well, right now there's money at the corner of the room on BitUnix. They're literally giving you money back for free, $400 for just a $2,000 deposit. That $400 is going to help you buffer against any loss that you take. Essentially, if you lose on a trade, well, you're going to be losing the house's money first, not your money. But guys, you can only get the bonus if you use the link in the description below. Right now, here's the development. It's only only the swing traders that should have any interest trading XLM right here. Okay, the swing traders. You want to catch the quick 10% of the upside, the quick 15, 20% of the upside. You guys, this is a great chart for you guys right now. When this candle right here closes over the dynamic support coming in at 35 cents, please take note of that number. I'm saying there's a great trade opportunity right there where this could very well rally all the way to the top of the range to 40 cents. That's a good 10% on that move. So for those of you who like playing the swings, this might be right up your alley. But now, would that be enough to turn me bullish on XLM? Not enough, no. What I want to see is multiple weekly closes over that region of support at 35 cents. That's when I change my mind. What is the probability of that happening? Well, think about it. That actually happened on XRP. I actually sold a part of my position on XRP because I was met with a similar instance wherein I was invalidated on the entire weekly setup. So what happened there? Well, price reclaimed that weekly dynamic resistance, closed multiple candles over, and I was forced to get back into the trade. To be a good trader, guys, you gotta be a good loser first. Okay, you need to follow your rules to be a good loser. You need to make sure that you're giving as little back to the market as possible when you're in these trades, because that's how you live to fight another day. That's how you know when is it a good time to be taking your profits off the table. Here are the two outcomes that I'm looking for. If this candle closes underneath that dynamic support tomorrow, I'll be looking for XLM to actually pay a visit all the way down to 32 cents. First stop. On the flip side, if XLM actually clears out 35 cents to the upside, we close this candle over the dynamic resistance, I'm saying we rally a good 10% into 40 cents. So these are the two immediate outcomes that I see in front of me. Okay, I'm only going to be looking for continuation from XLM on its macro trend as soon as we can start clearing out 40 cents in earnest. So I want to see multiple weekly candle closes over. If we get that, I'm saying XLM sees a resurrection and we're back off to the races. Now, I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think about XLM's previous weekly close. Okay, of course, we're going to be following the XLM trade on the Discord chat, so make sure you're joining in on the mangoway.com/Discord. I'll now see you guys in there. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the Mango way, trade the easy way.